as was kindly reminded. Misfortune's going to clear up the mid tower, so no tower pushing really from either team. Nobody's really hit any towers, I don't think. It's all been very much touch and go from both teams. We're about looks like around about 30, 15 minutes into it. It's a little bit tricky to tell.
Yeah, it's still pretty early on in this game. Of course, it is a 4-1 advantage. Or 3-1 advantage, sorry, in kills. There's the Twisted Fate ultimate, and he will jump on top of Misfortune. Misfortune will almost certainly go down. There's the damage output. Ash will pick up that Lizard Buff for that kill. And Mumu almost hits Bandage Toss. That was close. He's going to run in there, tantrum on those minions, get some more kills for himself, walk away a little bit from Ash. He should be afraid of that. He's not farm enough yet to really be able to ignore Ash, who has a Lizard Buff. So a little bit of an equalizer there. And that's really what we're expecting to see from this European team. They have really, really good mobility. They have the Twisted Fate ultimate, obviously. They have that Ash ultimate, which is global as well, that Enchanted Crystal arrow. They have Cassidy, who's just naturally really, really fast, using Riftwalk to get around the map. And so they have, minimum of 3 champions who can almost show up anywhere. Oh yeah, plus Shen. Shen can ultimate onto anyone. So they can basically just show up with 2 to 3 champions worth of effort out of nowhere. And that's really what they're going to try to plan on. They're trying to ward the map as well as they can, make sure that they watch all those avenues, and they just keep picking up those kills wherever possible. And so as we saw there, after Twisted Fate grouping up just to drop down Chowster full to dead, sitting in mid lane with no one ganking him, just, oh no, you died because I'm Twisted Fate.
It'd be interesting to see what Severus is building, actually. He's been going the Soul Stealer a few times in the group stages. He is casting. He's not really going to get anything from that bottom lane with Tarek and Garen, although it's pretty much split into mid-game now.
Majai's. Tear of the Goddess as well. He actually highlighted the items up through the overlay. So he has Majai's Soul Stealer and Tear of the Goddess. That's the build I saw him do against China in the semi-final, where he got a fast Majai's Soul Stealer, got it up to 20 stacks, went for an Archangel. But here is the team fight in mid. There are 4 players from CLG pushing on this turret. The turret is down to half, but there is the Conversion and the Fortified. Beautiful combo there. Tarek taking some damage down to half. Ash Arrow just barely misses. If that had hit, if she had cast that earlier, and she really should have actually. She should have cast before Shen went for the taunt, but it was guaranteed to hit. If it was just cooling down, but that certainly could have been orchestrated better. Most certainly not the most legit arrow of my life. To get that reference. Tarek taking some more damage. The stun goes back on Ash. Ash getting hit by the Dark Binding. There's Misfortune, but Chan has over the dog. But Garen will pick that kill up. Chester putting some damage down. Advancing Mimble, and Shen will go down to Garen, and so does Soraka. Twisted Fate going to try to win. Gets stunned though. He's going to take some more damage. Dark Binding. Twisted Fate goes down.
Beautiful, beautiful play from USA. Big fat GG getting in there in the last set. And surely you're going to think that tower is also going to go 4v1. I don't think Europe got one single kill in there. That was absolute slaughter.
Absolutely nothing picked up by the Europe team. Although USA has not gone for that turret yet. They're choosing to heal before they push much farther. And it really was, like, look where Ash died. Ash died in front of her turret. That is not an okay mistake to make. You can't be that far out, allowing yourself to get picked off by a team that has like 4 long-range stuns. I mean, sure, Amumu and Morgana have them on skill shots. You have to be able to dodge those skill shots if you're going to actually do that. And Tarek just getting that point stun out there, and unless Flash is up, you're going to get hit by that, and you're going to be stuck in place for those other 2 routes, and it worked out quite well for them.
So at the moment you can see the USA gathering once again. The European team have all respawned, so they're getting back into position. Still no towers down at the moment. It's very much even skates, but Counter Logic certainly going to be picking up a lot more gold from the kills they've got. I reckon it's around about 7 or 8-1 now. At the moment it is quite a big advantage that the US team have. This is a complete contrast to what we saw in the group stages. The European team got quite a big advantage in the group stages, which is really what carried them forward. It's going to be a steal. Yeah, that's going to be a steal. I can't really give it away where it is because neither team's going to see it at the moment. They're going to go in onto any wards, so still can't really say where they are. At the moment, it is Europe just spread across the map, chilling. Trying to keep the area covered, trying to push the single lane. Twisted Fate is awesome at pushing lanes. He is one of those characters that really has the ability to just go, oh, you're all going to come up here, I'm going to go down to the bottom and start pushing that lane.
Yeah, Twisted Fate showing a very good understanding of his Sheen mechanics. What's up with Sheen is whenever you cast a spell, you get a buff on yourself that makes your next attack deal bonus damage. However, Sheen has an internal 2-second cooldown, meaning you can proc Sheen, then attack, then you have to wait and proc it again to attack. And so what he did there is he locked a blue card, attack, waited for that timer, and then wild card to cast some more.
Did I call it or what? So to Rake getting the top top turret down there. Immediately using his ulti, seeing the entire team of the US and going straight for the tower. However, as you can see on the map at the moment, there is something else happening. We'll hopefully try and get to it. Here we have a big push from the German team. At the moment, they're trying to go in. There it is. The ward goes down. They can see an early Baron push coming from CLG. And manages to pop the ward down. Guard Bindings goes down onto Soraka. There's Soraka in awesome trouble. And also Baron turning around. And Mumu manages to get in there. Is anyone going to get to steal that Baron kill? He's so low at the moment. There is they managed to steal it. Big Bad GG gets in there, but Europe managed to steal the Baron nicely. Then Hotshot GG did manage to take down Severus, but a good steal on that Baron. There's still 4 members remaining that managed to get that Baron buff so well. An early push on Baron now from US, managed to get thwarted. They also, did they manage to get that bottom tower? It looks like they did as well. Looks like Rake may have got that bottom tower down there as well. Yes, he did. So Rake managed to pick off the top and bottom tower with Twisted Fate, all while CLG were wasting time trying to get Baron. They got stole.
Yeah, so that was a good play by Europe. They managed to spot them doing Baron. Soraka dropped the ward. They stole it with something like volley, just some low damage poke. I don't think they had a smite nearby yet. Managing to steal the Baron. They did give up 2 kills for it, so only 3 people have the Baron buff left, but one of them is Ashe, so that's always going to be useful. And I think Soraka and Shen, the last 2. No, Twisted Fate was down there the entire time. I forget which ones died. It was Kassadin and someone else jumped in. Yeah, Twisted Fate has the buff. I think Shen was the one that died as well. Those are the 2 that can actually jump through the wall, so that makes the most sense to me. But I could just be wrong, so I don't know. But yeah, so Shen was the one that died, and Kassadin and I saw die as well. So those 3 have the Baron buff. That's pretty good news for them. Twisted Fate doing tons of damage with his red card and the wild card spam, just farming up some gold. A very ganky team as we saw before. Their mobility was just so great as they just had Shen show up and help them steal it, and they had just great vision in general with Ashe tossing out her spells across long range and Hogshot as well. So, a very good fight right there. Of course, the USA is still winning very much in champion kills, but that doesn't mean everything, and they are grouped up to push mid. We'll see if they can take this turret down.
The mid tower going to go down here. Something we've not seen actually so far. I watched it in group stage. The European team were immediately, as soon as any sync went down like a Baron or a Dragon, it was someone's job purposely to put the time down exactly when that was going to spawn. They may well be doing it still in their heads. They're all on comms, of course, and you'd expect most pro teams to be doing that. It's also something you don't see in the season 1, 5v5s, the lower teams, they just don't have a clue what's going on with the buffs at the moment. But here we go, you can see Europe managed to gank up, group up. They're going to need to make use of this Baron buff, really. They managed to steal it, but they're not really doing anything with it at the moment. It is Ashe and Twisted Fate, really, the important ones. Soraka, obviously, with Baron buff's not really going to do a fat lot. So that mid tower down for Europe at the moment, the 2 top and bottom towers down for the United States, or Canada, or we'll call it CLG. It's much easier. But the medals are going to go to the United States. That's what counts. Woo! So at the moment it is fully mid-game, and you can see Twisted Fate revealing the entire CLG team. They know exactly where they're coming from there. They managed to pop the ulti off. He's thinking, yeah, I'm not going to port into all this, guys. I'm not that stupid. So he's going to use that port to try and get around the map. And Shen Yudashun will be going with him. He's going to always port in as well. And at the moment, CLG, well, they're thinking, shall we push it? Shall we not? No, not really. SK Gaming ready and waiting.
Okay, so actually I feel like that was a bit of a wasted ultimate from Twisted Fate. I mean, maybe they didn't know where the USA team was, and so Shen was afraid. But basically, he had been pushing top and had some minion waves there, and then without being pressured at all, and without that bottom tower even available for kill, Twisted Fate just popped his ultimate and then went to bottom, and then was like, oh right, there's nothing here. I'm gonna walk back to base now and like just blow my cooldown. And meanwhile, USA was like about to push their mid. It's like, so you can't teleport to your team anymore and help. Okay, but I mean, it did work out. The USA team did not push very hard at all. They just backed off, and I think they're really just waiting for the Baron buff to end. I think that's how Europe is playing it, is they know USA will back off for now, because that Baron buff will generally result in a team fight win as long as you position yourself properly. So Ashe still using the rest of that Baron buff. It should be ending in the next 2 minutes, maybe a little bit less. And we're just sort of seeing everyone do the lane assignments once more. Shen has gone to top, Twisted Fate's at bottom. Ashe, of course, was farming mid, and then those lanes have all been pushed out now. And here we go, let's see what they can do. They're looping around the map, trying to find a gank. Let's see, yeah. Oh, there we go, nice steal there on the golem. Ashe has revealed that the entire team, they're just taking away the golem, and I think this is their second golem steal. So, again, I talked about how the USA team is doing very well with their map objectives, and of course, they're actually down 1 turret, but they've stolen 2 golems, and that's a very wise choice. And Shen solo pushing the side lane, and the USA is going to have to do something to defend that, but of course, Shen can simply just ultimate out and leave and you know, keep himself healthy and help the next team fight. So Morgana has shown up to defend that, but Team USA up against this turret will be taking this down with 4 members.
Yeah, and of course, obviously, Shen's also got Twisted Fate to come in and support. If he does get 2v1, 1v1, sorry, he'll just get Twisted Fate to come in and support, get that 2v1 advantage and try and take down whoever goes to him, which I thought may well happen with Morgana, but instead Shen chose to run away. So at the moment we're seeing CLG pushing around. They just had a little pop on that lower tower. You can see clarity going down. That is CLG's clarity being used. And at the moment, the European team, they're not really moving around as a group, whereas CLG definitely getting their group on, as it were. They're getting around the map. They're starting to go around as the core of the unit, which is Garen, Amumu, and Tarek. Obviously, heavy melee unit there, so Tarek's ulti is going to be wonderful for him at the moment. So we're seeing Ash. They're really trying to gather up. What we saw with the Chinese and Southeast Asian teams, they laned a lot longer than European and American teams. They preferred to get the higher levels and then go into the group team. Maybe the Europeans have been seeing that and thinking, that's not a bad idea.
Well, yeah, certainly they've been. I mean, really, their one big advantage. There we go, nice ward kill. They have oracles on big board to get that control over Dragon. But the one thing that Europe really is playing into the favor is the fact that they have all these global ultimates, except for mobility and fortify as well. Meaning that all these split pushes play into their favor. Because of their greater map control, they can farm all the lanes and then get back to the team fight. Twisted Fate especially will get so far ahead in gold, and we can see the USA team has been constantly going S5. We haven't seen someone solo farm a side lane in like 10 minutes. And if it were me playing, I'd just be solo farming a side lane for like 10 minutes, because that's the only thing I know how to do. And it works really well, right? But the European team doing a great job at just manipulating this map and manipulating their mobility advantage. And the North American team is pretty much helpless to stop that. They don't have the tools to stop Twisted Fate from running around the map, farming another minion wave, leaving and farming a different minion wave. And so USA is sort of stuck with this clumped lineup. And it's a great clumped lineup. I mean, Tarek, Amumu, Morgana, Misfortune, that's huge. That does so much in a big team fight. And we saw that USA won the last big team fight. And that works. So Europe has learned their advantage that, okay, we don't need to group up for anything ever. We can out-push you because we have global teleports, global ultimates, and fortify. So screw it. You know, do what you want. We're going to just manipulate the map the entire time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to check out if we're going to get tapped. We're trying to check out what exactly people are buying as well. We don't want to get, I mean, we can give it away if they can see each other. We can see some fire caves in there, as you'd expect from the usual tanks. Lich Bane I can see as well. There's a lot of potions. This is what I hit on the other day. High-end gaming, a lot of potions do get used. You don't see that a lot in solo queue. It's also, I mean, it's so important to get it, you know, just a simple fortitude potion. It can carry an Ashe a hell of a long way for a good 4 minutes of the game. And at the moment, it's really become a bit of a stack again. They're just waiting to push in. I mean, I'll be interested to see what the tower lane hit points are. They've been really working away on that top tower lane at the moment, and just saw a ward sneak out there. I didn't want to give away what was going on there. The CLG trying to make a Baron push, but they weren't falling for it. The Europeans were straight there with the ward. They didn't want to go for the fight on Baron this time. They didn't want to risk having it stolen from them. They really weren't very far into the fight, so they've backed away, and I think we can see them at the team fight.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about USA going for Baron is, you know, realistically, it should have worked for them last time. I mean, they went for Baron, they got 2 kills for it, and if Amumu had, you know, cast Smite better, they would have just gotten Baron. And so really, it's not so bad for them to keep going for these really aggressive, crazy pushes, because it almost worked last time. Like, it was someone pressing D and clicking faster would have won them, like, practically just won them the game. If you win a team fight and get Baron, you can just kind of win the game. And the fact that Europe got the Baron managed to keep them safe for now. But, you know, sure enough, USA is able to push this fight. And look at this. They've poked Ash down a little bit in the health. Morgana doing a good job letting that Q. And, you know, Baron or not, they do have the stronger team fight. Now, the turret might keep them alive. You know, it's going to be hard to push against the turret. But at this point, Europe's actually able to North America's actually able to force the fact that it's going to be a team fight soon. If Twisted Fate ultimates out and leaves, they'll lose their base, and so they are actually stuck in this position right now. Although USA will finally back off, further that minion waves have now dwindled too much, and also top and bottom have giant waves pushing towards their turrets. So Chowster is in fact going to run down and farm one, and they're going to send probably Morgana to farm the other. I'm not sure, but that's generally what I would do, is send the 2 big carries, the caster and physical carry, to do that.
Yeah, it's obviously the big stacks there. I mean, the worry is obviously when you do get a big stack like that, Twisted Fate can pop down there, Shen can pop down there. You can pretty much clear out that turret very quickly with a big stack. However, at the moment there's a little bit of fox and hound playing on here, a bit of a cat and mouse or whatever you call it in America. They are looking around. Unfortunately, we do have these big counter logic signs right where we can see what character selected to try and go through the the units. We'll maybe still try and sort that out, but at the moment we are looking. Obviously, going to see Aegis coming into it. That's going to be pretty much standard play. I wonder if they got. We saw actually double Aegis from China, I believe it was. So they insisted on double Aegis every time.
Yeah, a couple